Welcome to United Report, your daily hub for all things Manchester United, from transfer news and match updates to exclusive stories. We've got you covered. If you're a true Red Devil, hit subscribe and join the United family. Glory, glory, Man United. Manchester United's summer rebuild is heating up, but not without drama. Bryan MBEUMO is growing increasingly frustrated as his £62.5 million move stalls. Marcus Rashford could be heading to Barcelona with a loan deal on the table, and Victor GYOKERES has reportedly gone on strike to force a move, now reopening the door to a shock Old Trafford switch. With only Matheus Cunha signed so far, fans are demanding action. Let's break down all the key transfer stories in today's United Report. Manchester United have one signing through the door this summer, but they have no plans to stop there as Ruben Amorim continues revamping his struggling squad. So far, Matheus Cunha is the only player who has arrived at Old Trafford after being signed for £62.5 million, and there are some frustrations from fans over the lack of progress over other deals. United are still locked in talks with Brentford over a possible move for Bryan MBEUMO, but have been unable to agree a fee. There are also a number of unwanted stars like Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho, whose futures need finalising as the club look to balance the books and rake in more funds for transfers. With that in mind, Mirror Football has outlined some of the biggest Manchester United transfer stories and gossip. Marcus Rashford will be desperate to make his exit from United this summer after being cast aside by Amorim, forced to train by himself away from the squad at Carrington. United did give Rashford extra time to find a new club following his short loan spell at Aston Villa last season, and now the England star may have found a solution. According to Sky in Germany, Barcelona had seen a bid for Liverpool winger Luis Diaz rejected and are now prepared to go all in on Rashford. The report says boss Hansi Flick has already given the green light to the move, which Barcelona hope will be a loan deal. United might also have to subsidise a portion of Rashford's wages due to the player's eye-watering £325,000 a week wages, and he is said to be willing to lower his wage demands in order to secure an exit. For months, Manchester United were being talked about as the leading frontrunners to sign Victor GYOKERES due to the striker's relationship with boss Amorim. The Portuguese coach helped turn the Swedish star into one of the deadliest strikers in world football, but United's failure to qualify for European football saw them fall away from contention, with Arsenal stepping up as favourites. It's understood Arsenal are offering a package of £65 million plus future payments of £5 million and £10 million in add-ons, but are around £4 million off of Sporting's valuation. Sporting have asked for a cooling-off period before restarting talks, and GYOKERES has reportedly had enough of being patient and has gone on strike at the club, refusing to turn up for the start of pre-season. And now Portuguese outlet Correio da Manhã have claimed GYOKERES has opened the door to United once again and is giving the Red Devils a second look after being forced to wait to join Arsenal. United want to add another forward player alongside Cunha and would jump at the chance to sign GYOKERES, who netted 54 goals in 52 games last season, as they continue to reach an impasse in talks for Brentford's Bryan MBEUMO. Another player who has been left impatient over a move is United target MBEUMO, who the Red Devils have been in talks to such for much of the summer so far. United have had 2 bids rejected for MBEUMO, the latest being one of £62.5 million, the same fee they paid for Cunha. It's understood Brentford are looking for more than £60 million but want the full fee paid up front, while United want to pay it in instalments. MBEUMO was Brentford's star player last season, netting 20 goals in the Premier League, and is seen as a player who could overhaul United's fortunes. But United are yet to return with a third bid, and the saga is threatening to drag out even further, causing frustration from MBEUMO. Cameroon coach Ashu Cyprien Basong said, yes, obviously he's very frustrated with how long it's taken, but he's a professional and anticipates these things. I spoke to him about a week ago and he is very calm with everything that is going on. But of course, he's already told them he wants to go to United. He just wanted the 2 clubs to find an agreement, as he's very grateful for the opportunity that he's been given by Brentford in his career. Major twist in the striker market. Victor GYOKERES is now reconsidering a move to Manchester United. The Swedish forward had made it clear he wanted to join Arsenal, but talks between the Gunners and Sporting Lisbon have completely stalled. Sporting are demanding around £68 million for their goal machine, and Arsenal still haven't met those terms. That has opened the door for Manchester United, and according to fresh reports from Portugal, GYOKERES is now giving United a second look. Why? A key reason could be his strong connection with Ruben Amorim, the man who signed him at Sporting. GYOKERES recently told France Football just how much Amorim means to him, saying his style of play suited me perfectly. I can't thank him enough. And now, with Amorim in charge at Old Trafford and United still searching for a proven number 9, the pieces may be falling into place. GYOKERES has scored a stunning 97 goals in 102 games since joining Sporting from Coventry just over a year ago, and a reunion with Amorim could be the move that brings him to the Premier League. Meanwhile, Arsenal are turning their attention elsewhere after already landing Kepa, Zubimendi and Christian Nurgaard, and are reportedly closing in on Chelsea's Noni Madueke, another player who could be on the move after Enzo Maresca's recent comments. But make no mistake, the GYOKERES situation is far from over, and United may now have the upper hand. Victor GYOKERES is reportedly reconsidering a move to Manchester United after Arsenal's talks with Sporting Lisbon reached an impasse. GYOKERES had made it clear that he wants to join the Gunners, but Sporting's demands have complicated things. They want a fee of around $68 million for the striker, who has scored 97 goals in 102 games across all competitions since joining Sporting from Coventry in 2023, but Arsenal have yet to meet their demands. As a result, a new report from Portuguese outlet Correio da Manhã is claiming that GYOKERES is rethinking his future and is now giving Manchester United a second look. The 27-year-old has a strong relationship with United boss Ruben Amorim, who was the man in charge when GYOKERES joined Sporting. In a recent interview with France Football, GYOKERES hailed the impact Amorim has had on his career. "I came here, it's been great since day one, I've developed a lot here with the team," he said. "We have a lot of amazing memories together as a team, winning 2 championships in a row, for the first time in 71 years, I think it is. It's an amazing achievement. Of course, Amorim played a big part of this because he was the one who really wanted me here, and his style of football that we played under him suited me very well, I think. I can't thank him enough. The style of play we had under him suited me perfectly. It was a shock when Amorim joined United last year. I'd never seen a coach leave in the middle of the season when everything was going so well. No hard feelings. Yes, it was surprising, but I totally understand his decision." Arsenal, meanwhile, have already signed Kepa Arrizabalaga, Martin Zubimendi and Christian Nurgaard this summer, and are also closing in on a deal for Chelsea winger Noni Madueke. When asked about Madueke's future at the Club World Cup, Blues boss Enzo Maresca told reporters, "My message to the players and to the club is that I want just players that are happy to be with us. The ones that are not happy, they are free to go. It's not for Noni, it's for all the players we have. But again, Noni has been very good during the season and very good tonight." The Marcus Rashford saga continues, and the signs point to a summer exit. The Manchester United forward reported back to Carrington for pre-season, but his late arrival just minutes after Ruben Amorim had left has raised fresh questions about his future at Old Trafford. Marcus Rashford's future Manchester United remains unclear, and he arrived at training 8 minutes after Ruben Amorim departed, but the club claim this is not an unusual situation. The forward is back at the club for pre-season, having spent the second part of the recent campaign at Aston Villa, whom he joined on loan after being frozen out in Manchester. Those at Villa Park opted against triggering their $40 million option to buy him permanently. Rashford arrived at Carrington at 4:47 p.m. on his own on Thursday, 8 minutes after his head coach had departed. The Men claims the 27-year-old has been training in the afternoons on an individual basis this week, and his late arrival was just part of his schedule. Rashford arrived through the back gate entrance at Carrington, whilst Amorim used the front gate. The club have denied that the academy graduate was arriving at the club's training base to discuss his future, which remains unclear, as he and Amorim still don't appear to see eye to eye, after the United boss was a vocal critic of some of Rashford's behaviours when he first arrived. Rashford scored the first goal of the Amorim era when he notched in a draw Ipswich in late November, but quickly he saw his minutes decline. He was dropped for the Manchester derby at the Etihad and never found a way back. Amorim later claimed he would rather include one of the United coaches, who is into his 60s, on his bench instead of Rashford. He also criticised the forward's application in training and said they could not align their views on key issues. He said after sanctioning his loan exit, "I couldn't get Marcus to see the way you're supposed to play football and to train the way I see it. Sometimes you have one player that is really good with one coach, and the same player with another coach is different." In another telling sign that Rashford will be looking for a new club this summer, he has seen his shirt number taken away, and he hasn't been handed a new one after United decided to give the No 10 shirt to new signing Matheus Cunha. Rashford last played for United against Victoria Plzen in the Europa League on December 12th. It is understood that the player's dream move would be to Barcelona, but so far they've pursued other targets. The likes of Newcastle have been credited with interest, but on loan, whilst the Manchester outfit want an end to the saga and would prefer a permanent exit. Manchester United's pursuit of Bryan MBEUMO has hit yet another hurdle. The Red Devils have made the Brentford forward their top attacking priority after missing out on several key targets, but negotiations remain tense. United have already had 2 bids rejected, with Brentford holding firm at their £63 million valuation. Now there's a new twist. Nottingham Forest are back in for Jon Wissa, MBEUMO's teammate, as they look to replace Anthony Elanga, who is set to join Newcastle. If Forest land Wissa, Brentford could raise MBEUMO's price even further, making it harder for United to get the deal done before their pre-season tour in the USA. Brentford's director of football, Phil Giles, recently spoke to Sky Sports, confirming interest in MBEUMO, but insisting there's no guarantee he leaves this summer. He said he had an unbelievable season. If the deal is right, it's possible. If not, he stays. Despite MBEUMO having just 1 year left on his contract, Brentford are showing no signs of backing down easily. With Tottenham out of the race and MBEUMO favouring a move to Old Trafford, the pressure is now on Manchester United to act fast before the situation spirals out of control. Manchester United face another issue as they attempt to sign Brentford star Bryan MBEUMO. The Red Devils have put the forward right at the top of their transfer shortlist as they aim to solve their goal-scoring issue. United have already had 2 bids turned down to the Cameroonian, with the Bees remaining firm on their £63 million valuation. United remain keen on signing him and are hopeful of a deal being complete ahead of their pre-season tour to the USA for the Premier League Summer Series. But there are some doubts. Tottenham were linked with a move, only for MBEUMO to prioritise a move to Old Trafford. And now transfers elsewhere could see United's chances of signing MBEUMO over the coming weeks dwindle. Nottingham Forest are attempting to sign his teammate Jon Wissa this summer, having seen their previous attempts fail, with The Athletic revealing that they have lodged a fresh bid for his services. Forest are pursuing him as a replacement for Anthony Elanga, who is expected to complete a move to Newcastle over the coming days. Should Wissa move to the City ground, that could see Brentford sharply increase their demands for teammate MBEUMO. And that could trigger United into ramping up their negotiations in order to get a deal over the line before that. Speaking recently, Brentford director of football Phil Giles denied that a deal was close to being done. As quoted by Sky Sports, he said, "There's significant interest in Bryan. I think it's been well publicised and spoken about, his preference. I think from what I understand he's also, if needs be, happy to stay at Brentford next year as well. Let's see on that. I think our position is that he had an unbelievable season last season. We expected interest in him. If that deal's right, there's a deal to do. If not, then he stays. We've spoken to Bryan and his representatives. It's not a given that he's going to depart this summer. There is interest. He had a great season last season, so it's inevitable there's going to be interest in him. If we get the right offer, there's potentially a deal to be done, but there's only so much we can say on that." MBEUMO, 25, enjoyed a sensational season for Brentford last term, having scored 20 goals in all competitions. As it stands, he has just 1 year remaining on his current deal in West London.